morning, y'all. Well, good morning, y'all. Feeding these calves early. I'm gonna do a little more than feeding. 2, 4, 6, 8. Heifer there's a little nervous. Might keep that in mind when we're deciding who may make a replacement and who may not. 4:39, y'all help me remember that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and process these calves early this morning. We'll let them sit there and eat their breakfast while we get everything set up. But yeah, believe we'll know here in a minute. 7 heifers, 3 bulls, so 3 castrations. Everybody else is just gonna get vaccinated, dewormed, Ralgrow. Oh, what else am I forgetting? Yeah, that may be pretty much it. We're gonna get set up and get them run through here before it gets hotter than Hades very shortly. Mixing up our Nasalgen. So like we do most calves, we'll give them respiratory vaccine. In this case, throw the box away. Nasalgen 3 PMH. And then we're also giving Vaccinating, which I've already put that bottle up in the cooler. Y'all just have to take my word for it. Vaccinating 8, which is our clostridial or blackleg vaccine. Which somebody asked in the last video. I always appreciate the questions. Feel free to ask them below. What we were putting on those calves last time, which of course I had to get a new applicator because our little applicator gun had broken, but Ferapes, which it is a synthetic analog of maternal bovine appeasing substance. It's a mouthful. So I'll read it to you. Used in healthy cattle to mitigate the detrimental effects of stress. So obviously weaning was stressful, and they're for the most part really beyond that right now, but they're still, running them through the chute this morning is stressful. The heat is stressful. It's not very expensive. I can't remember the exact cost per dose, but it's well worth it just to hit them with a dose of it. If it keeps even one of them from getting sick, or just helps them, stay on feed and gain weight better. Because even sometimes when they get sick, you think, well, they recovered, they didn't die, no loss. Well, yeah, because a lot of times when they're sick, they lose weight, they go backwards for a few days. So anyway, 2 vaccines, Ferapes. We'll put a Ralgrow pellet in their ear. A Ralgrow gun ready. Ooh, we got 2, 4, 6, got 8 doses in there, but I got a whole another cartridge, so don't worry, we're not gonna run out. And then, trying to think, is there anything else? So I'm obviously castrating the 3 bulls. Yeah, that may be it. Let's see if we can get them run in there. They took me long enough to get all this stuff ready that, they're done eating. Should be able to run them right on in. But vaccine's back in the cooler. There's somebody gonna ask, man, you don't have any help? I get that question a lot. Hey, I appreciate it. It's only 10 calves. We'll time ourselves, even with me taking time to video. It is 6:12 a.m. We're gonna go run the first ones in there. In fact, let's go ahead and do it. We can talk about it or we can be about it. Go. I know that part of the pen you hadn't even had access to, so you're not sure about it. Oh, there, big guy. Go on down the alleyway. Go. Hey up. Neely. Neely's in the chute. You got their attention. Go on. Step up there, baby. Step up there. They're almost too calm. Go. All right, rest of y'all, go. Go, follow him. Follow him in there. Follow him in there. Go on, heifer. There we go. There we go. Y'all go on. Go on. Go on. Tighten up. Tighten up. You back up. I guess dewormer I didn't mention. We're gonna give him a little side action. I believe our first one here is gonna be one of the bulls. No, it's a real pretty heifer. We'll double check that, but like it is. Just a real pretty heifer. You know, and I didn't bring my cattle vax box because I was like, it's only 10. It's a big bulky cooler. I kind of wish I would have because now it's gonna have to be opening and closing. All right, all right. Go. There's our nasal gin. There's our black leg. There's our Ralgro. Yes, a nice little heifer indeed. So, something we haven't done in a while, this product called Bova Trace. It is simply a trace mineral supplement. It's kind of one of those things aimed at minimizing stress and whatnot on these cattle. When we're doing all this to them, of course, really is evidenced by the fact that we haven't used it much recently. I won't say we don't believe in it, but you know, sometimes we're running those calves through, especially that big group. It's like, all right, you know, we're putting a fly tag in, we're ear notching them for BVD testing, we're row growing them, we're giving them 2 vaccines, well, those are all bulls, so we're castrating everybody. It's like, all right, you know, we got to draw a line somewhere where we stop doing something. So I guess that is kind of an indictment of our opinion of it, that it's not that important. But yeah, I've got some. Oh well, we'll use some on these calves here. They just do remarkably better, and we think we see a huge difference. Maybe we'll start using it on everybody. You are a big boy. Step on up there, big boy. Step on up there. Step on up. Good boy. Like y'all probably heard us mention a dozen times before, we do like the Vaccinating for our black leg because, especially when we're castrating, because it does include tetanus. So. Make sure I got my pulley on. Where it should be. We love to do that. There we go. I got you where I want you. Nice set on this old boy, probably about as big a set that I am comfortable cutting. Get much bigger and we'd probably prefer to band, but all things otherwise being equal, we prefer to cut. Be generous with the fly spray because obviously it's the middle of July, end of July really. He's bleeding a little, that should not be an issue. They always taught us in vet school, all bleeding stops. We'll save those. I think I threw a grocery sack in here, I meant to. Yeah. A little appetizer tonight. I think we're planning on cooking ribs tonight, so we're gonna have some form of beef, right? Our very much makeshift setup. Like I think I reference at least 10 times every video where we're actually doing this. Go on in there, buddy. He's just bleeding just a little now. We'll keep a close eye on him, of course. It's one reason why I wanted to go ahead and work them before we moved them down to the other farm. They're staying up here close to us where we can keep just that much closer every now. Second bull. Another big boy. Good gosh, just smashed my finger. Come on. There we go. Hold on, son. Slightly smaller pair on this boy. Even though he's just as big, maybe even a little bigger than that other bull. And body weight wise. That's why when people ask me, how big is too big to cut? Well, I mean, you could throw a calf weight out there, 400 pounds, 500 pounds, 600 pounds, whatever you're comfortable with. But I always say, base it on the actual size of the testicle. You may have a 400 pounder that has a bigger set than a 600 pounder. Just the way it is sometimes. All right, fly sprayed. Put my knife away before I lose it. Getting blood all over my Stockyard Ag Gear shirt. But hey, these shirts are made for work and they're stain resistant, so it'll come out clean in the wash tomorrow. Of course, a not so shameless plug, use the discount code Hurricane. Take 15% off at checkout, or you can always follow the link in the description below. Or, no, is there a link? I don't know. Maybe I can put a link up here in the corner. There you go, 15% off, aggearstore.com. Bulls behaving out there. I was just taking a look at them. If you're gonna check cows this time of year, you pretty much gotta do it this time of day. Because here in about another hour, maybe two, they all laid up in the shade. All right, that's the one we were looking for, number 10. Come on, baby. All right, took us right at 30 minutes. No record set, but any of y'all that do YouTube, when you stop, you gotta put the camera in the right spot. Y'all can't see it, but my little camera arm hand holder thingy is broken. So I'm having to get really creative with where I put the camera. Got a new one coming in the mail today. I take a coffee break occasionally, but yeah, not too bad. All right, so don't have a huge cleanup job to do. So it was just these few head. Our next little project, I don't know it'll be the next project, but one I definitely want to get done today. Like I mentioned in the last video or two, this float valve, this style even, and I was dumb to have gone ahead and bought the exact same model as the one you see laying on the ground over there. Not working with the crap. I'm gonna probably leave. Yeah, because I gotta go get some stuff. Say leave, just go to the house. Let them maybe even drink that down a little more. You can probably tell it's watered out a little there. Got plenty of gravel over here. We're gonna open this up. Level that out, get the trough good and level. Put a new style float valve in there. See if we can stop that little issue. But yeah, and we'll gotta go to the house, give us a chance to put tonight's appetizer in the refrigerator so they don't ruin. Guess we can cut the lights out. It's plenty daylight enough now. Got a light that's got a chain that's come undone. how level we are. A little dusty. Dang near perfect. I need to get a little more under this end. That corner's a little off the ground. That otherwise is very level. Yeah, pretty darn close. Good deal. All right, yeah, we're just gonna put a little gravel up under this corner here where we got a little clearance, and then we're ready to close the pen back up, and then go get that other valve and kind of show y'all what we're gonna do on that. All right, so I think we got the trough where we want it leveled up. The valve we're going with is the Joby, I don't know how you say it, Topaz. Shout out to my buddy Trey at Our Louisiana Life. You can check them out here on YouTube. And if I think about it, I'll try to put a link to their channel. He had seen me cussing and fighting with these cheaper float valves months ago and had recommended one of these. Finally broke down and did it. Kind of the reason we've stuck with those, they're simple. I mean, Willis could install those. You just hang it on the side of the trough, boom, and then they don't work that well. But we're gonna see how this works. Now to mount it, we're gonna come through the top wall, and there's about a billion different ways you can do these. You can install them, you know, coming through the bottom, and then you put that float on a string. There's about infinite different variations you can use for using these, but I do want to install it up here. I may explain why I'm going to do that here in just a while. I can go ahead and tell you now, because obviously this time of year it's not a big deal, but during the winter time we have to deal with it freezing up. You can actually, right here where they've got this yellow screw right there, you can remove that, and they have basically a trickle, you know, feature you can install right there real easily, where when it's getting cold, you can turn that on. It just trickles water real slowly, keeps your water line open. So, which we won't know how well that's going to work for a few months, because yeah, we're dealing with the opposite problem right now. Going to be in the upper 90s again today. But yeah, we'll see. I'm going to have to watch just on our height where we come through over there. Be sure we have room to, you know, with our panels to put that. But we can make all kinds of adjustments to make that work. But see if we can get that hole drilled out properly and get that installed. All right. And the battery's dead. But we brought back up. Okay. So. And that is a separate piece we had to buy for a garden hose adapter. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and put some thread tape on there. Okay, well, let's get her in a position, hook the hose up to it, and fingers crossed that I haven't messed anything up and this baby's gonna work. Okay, so I think we're finally cooking. Got a little wet. Had to get all my fittings and everything right, but there she's mounted. I'll tell you the first mistake I made. I drilled my hole there. It's about a half a hole higher than where I ultimately went. I didn't account for the collar on both the front and the back side, and so it was hitting this lip, and so I couldn't get it snugged up. Shouldn't be an issue, except now I have an extra hole in the water trough higher up, so yeah, just if we ever use this trough any other setup, we'll have to remember that. But yep, as the water level comes up, she cuts her off. Don't see any water dripping. Yeah, maybe a little over there. I need to tighten the hose up on the hydrant. But as far as with the valve, everything looks good. Which is just in time, because it is about 8:45. I need to be at the office here in just a few minutes, so got just enough time to pin these panels back shut, open the gate up so those calves can come in here and water themselves, and we'll be on to the next project. But yeah, that was two main projects we wanted to get done today. Get those calves vaccinated and get this new water hydrant set up. Didn't really think I would get both of those accomplished before I had to go in at 9. But hey, we did. It frees up the rest of the day to move on to something else. All right, gonna try to get some hay moved and get ready to hook up the trailer. And oh boy, we got some little friends there. And I don't have any wasp spray, but in a pinch, we can make something else work. Whoa, good grief. Wouldn't hurt to lube things up there while we're at it. I'm glad they were all out there showing themselves before I started cranking on this thing and rattling around and ticked them off. Yeah, those were nice red waspers. The kind that, yeah, they pack a little extra punch. All right, so yeah, just want to put these little partial rolls in here. Those calves weren't quite out of hay just yet. Let's give us an opportunity to check on really the bulls more than anything, the heifers. And they just got a couple of vaccines, a little dewormer. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one of the big bulls. I'd like to get back here in this old barn. There's 9 and 10. Yeah, you can see we're in pretty rough shape. Hey, dude. Okay. Yeah, they're all in good shape. They're in much better shape than the barn is. Gotta be careful. You don't whack your head going through there. All right, but yeah, my tentative plan with them is today's Saturday. They've been weaned for a full week now. We will probably haul them up the road to join those other 4 calves that are still on another farm on Wednesday. So they were gonna run out of the hay they had. Weren't gonna quite need another full roll, so just wanted to give them those. That was what we finished up with the other day, and the other one that was an accident. For those of you that also roll hay, have you ever made the mistake of you're messing with the bale monitor and you just have just fat fingered or whatever, you accidentally hit wrap when you've only got that much in the baler. That's what that was. That wasn't a situation where we had that little left of the roll when we finished up. Yeah, put it in a bunk over there, see if they'll eat that. And hey, let's give us a chance to check on our water. I cheated as I drove by a second ago. I think we're in pretty good shape. Take a look, be sure. No leaking on the lines or anything. Yep, it's doing its job. Which again, I know I mentioned earlier, these things are infinitely, adjustable. You can let off of that screw there and rotate the ball up, and it would allow it to fill up a little more. No need, that's plenty of water. Obviously, as soon as they start to drink it down, it fills right back up too. Which again, that hole's really irrelevant because we really didn't even want it getting up that high for where we actually have it set, because that probably wouldn't quite be watertight, maybe, but no need. Then you can put that extension arm on there and really set it up. I'll be interested to see how it works this winter when we put that accessory on there that allows it to trickle. See if we can avoid water freezing up. But another reason I wanted to go ahead and put some hay out right now is I think we're now going to go ahead and put the disc mower actually on this tractor. Of course, we've been mowing primarily with the M6, but we have mowed with this tractor once before. M6 definitely handles that disc mower a little easier. I mean, just naturally, it's got another 40 horsepower, but we don't have anything that we've already cut ready. But I have a buddy that just bought a farm, and he had texted me about a month ago wanting if I wanted to cut it. It's like 10 acres, 10 acres, something like that. And I was like, man, it's not an issue. Do I want to? It's A, I really don't think I'm gonna need it, and B, I don't know that I'm gonna have time. Well, he still hasn't gotten anybody else to cut it, and he was just getting ready to maybe even bush hog it. And now that we are caught up, we have gotten awfully dry. I'm not like panicking that, oh crap, there might not be enough hay this winter, but that's a thought, that's kind of creeping in my mind. I mean, we don't know. We're not guaranteed another rain shower at any point. So, yeah, long story short, we put the disc mower on this tractor after we stacked the hay we just brought home, and be ready to mow tomorrow. I'll probably mow it tomorrow afternoon after church. Shouldn't take too long, and then have a little more hay to bale on Wednesday, because, yeah, other than that, I'm not sure when we're going to have more hay to cut. We're going to plan on having some fertilizer spread on our Bermuda grass just up the road next week, but there's not, like the end of next week, there's like some 30 and 40% chances, but it seems like they do that just to say, well, there's a chance. It's always like day 7 through 10 on the 10-day. I don't know. But if we don't get some rain soon, we are starting to get in pretty rough shape, which, and we said it all along. We were complaining about all that rain all spring and really even into the early part of summer. Like, we know we're going to get dry at some point, so we don't, it's not that we wanted it to totally quit raining. We're just like, could we just save some of this for July and August? But of course you can't do that. But anyway, get these few bales stacked. We only brought 14 home because I did take 7 to my uncle at my grandfather's old place that they were needing a little hay. And we'll need some this winter. That way I'll go ahead and bring y'all a load. And then we got 8 rolls on another farm up the road from the other day that I'll probably move it whenever we move this next that we're about to bale, because they're pretty much right next to each other. Anyway, get this hay right here stacked up, and then I'll probably put the mower on. And then I need to mow the yard, and it's already 2 o'clock. The day has totally gotten away from us. I was aiming to have everything done by about 4 so I could start working on smoking those ribs, and may still be able to accomplish it. We'll see. It only takes about an hour to mow the yard, but by the time I get this hay stacked and get the disc mower hooked up, it's going to probably be pretty close to 3 o'clock. All right, disc mower hooked up, greased up. I believe she's ready to go. Yeah, plan is we'll just cut some hay tomorrow. Say it shouldn't take a extremely long time to get it all laid down. I don't know, I told Kayla I might try to cut some before church, so I'm not mowing all afternoon, but the more I think about it, it probably makes sense just to wait and hit it about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon after we get done eating lunch after church. Yeah, let me go ahead and fold that back up. Transport. We'll be ready to hit the road. Boy, as long as I don't break anything tomorrow, probably come out here in t-shirt and shorts and mow, because everything, all the hot, sweaty, nasty work is done getting hooked up and greased up. But yeah, so that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. Probably won't film that. Be back filming again on Wednesday when we've got a little hay to bale, get some calves hauled up the road. Yeah, kind of tinkering around with the idea of when we're going to buy some more, but not right now. It's too hot. Just don't want to be messing with it. Just really don't want to be doing anything outside you don't have to be. But yeah, let me close that up. Hey, I may have mentioned earlier, don't remember if I did, aggearstore.com. You may be wondering, why is he out there in a long sleeve shirt when it's 93 degrees with a feel-like temp of 104? It's because this is a lightweight, good, cool, light color. Got the perforated holes. It's the Stockyard by Ag Gear. Discount code Hurricane. Take 15% off anything you want, including Stockyard. Hey, if pearl snaps just aren't your thing, you get the hay baler. Same shirt, just with buttons instead of snaps. But anyway, I'm gonna log off here. Oh, last time I kind of went on that rant, standing right about here, about the kids and the water bottles. A couple of you commented, said, hey, you love the rants. I just don't have anything to rant about today. I guess things are good right now. I mean, I could always go on a rant about, you know, government and property taxes and a billion other things, but now I want it to be something a little more unique, a little more novel than that. I'll come up with something next time. Yeah, we have 2 racks of pork ribs, our pig that we put in the freezer back in winter. We got the ribs out of it. Got those put on the smoker here. That's why I need to be getting on the mower, get that done so I can start slow cooking them. I think we got a little chicken to throw on there too, because whatever. And then yeah, we got our swinging beef as well. Yeah, so we'll be eating a little beef in some form or another. A little pork, maybe a little chicken too. Do a little swimming and lounging, but in order for me to do that, I need to get on the mower and get the mowing done. But I appreciate y'all watching. Hey, drop your questions below. We love that. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. We appreciate y'all. Y'all eat beef and God bless.